So good evening, class. You're welcome back again to MSBA 512 Data Security and Privacy. My name is Professor Richard Watson. And how's your week been? Lady Pastor, how's your week been? Hmm? Oh, you're quiet. Oh, she's not here. Lady Pastor Ernestina, how's your week been? Okay, she's not here. Anyway. Antoinette, how's your week been? Hmm? Antoinette,
It has been okay.
it has been okay.
Yeah.
Okay is what is that? What's the meaning of okay?
Well, today is my birthday, so
Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow.
It's my birthday.
Wow. Wow. Antoinette,
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. It's also my
Antoinette,
birthday.
Antoinette, Antoinette, today is your birthday.
yes, sir.
Okay. So, so at the end of the day, we have to sing a happy birthday song for you. Uh, what are the things you like?
Uh, books, watching, and ice cream.
Hey, hey.
I think it's very safe where left.
Okay. Mhm. You said books, watch, and ice cream. Okay. Who is disturbing us? Oh, Antoinette, is it behind you? Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I'm still awake.
Okay. Good. Antoinette lies. Mhm, mhm. So you like what books? What kind of books?
I mostly read fiction.
Like which author?
Well, I read from a lot of different authors. Today I got books from Toni Morrison, Roxane Gay,
No,
and
books from who?
um,
Books from can I the name is Tony, is it Tony Morrison? Tony Morrison.
yes,
Tony Morrison. Toni.
yes.
Okay. And who?
I got another book from Roxane Gay.
Hey, the cause of the noise behind, I can't hear it well. Is it
Roxanne,
Roxanne? Okay, Roxanne.
yeah,
Roxanne.
yes, Gay,
Gay.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Good, good, good. And your favorite music style is
My favorite word,
what? Music style.
music.
Music style, yeah, music style. Like whether you like
Uh,
R&B.
I usually listen to Beyonce. Anything she does is fine by me.
Okay. Okay. So when we finish teaching today, we will sing a song for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So that'll be a good way of rounding up the class. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. That's
Okay,
right.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Antoinette. So, before we start, let's take anybody can share. Ebenezer, your friend, and Eric. And what did you learn last week? Anything that you learned last week? You want to mention it? What did you learn last week? Was there anything that you learned last week? You'd like to mention it here? Hmm. Ebenezer, what did you learn last week?
Okay, so I learned about the definition for data protection. How do you call it? Data privacy. Yeah, data privacy and data. What's the other one? Security
Okay.
and how various, should I say, corporations defined it, and the comparison between the various definitions, what others included and what others left out. And I remember you also had your personal definition, as in combining the various definitions from the various corporations, we're able to coin out something that encompasses everybody's point. Yes. So I think that's a little I remember from the class.
Okay. Anybody want to share something? Kevin, anybody?
So then we look at the threats to data security, and then you mentioned the phishing attacks, ransom, and then data breaches. And then on data breach, we look at the case of what was it called? Is it the Equifax case? And then we try to deduce why they were vulnerable. And then I think one of the things you mentioned that they had their system a bit open, like they had an open source systems, and that is why they were able to tap into it. But then, like normally they should have a secure system so that it could not be hacked, or they should have firewalls that will probably protect hackers from getting into their system. That's a bit I could remember from last week.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes, please. Your hand is up. You can go ahead. Ebenezer, no, I think Ebenezer, you spoke earlier. Yes. Anybody else? We are learning from so that we can continue. The ladies, anybody who learned something, if we are mama, mamaga. Yeah, I think mamaga, you're in class. I remember you mentioned you introduce yourself.
Hi everyone. Hello, Doc.
Yes.
Good evening, please.
Good evening.
Yes, so I also learned from the Equifax um case study, and then what you thought last week, that no one is above being hacked. And
Wow.
then one of the ways in which you could protect your data
Mhm.
is the two-factor verification.
That's interesting. You actually remember all this. I'm impressed.
Yes, please, I do.
I'm impressed. Okay. Any more from a lady or from a gentleman? Any of them is okay. Mm. Yes. Okay, the gentlemen are here. Philomena, were you in class? If you were, you would like you to say something. Mm,
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yes, please.
Yeah, sorry, I think last week I missed the class. I joined, there was two links, so mistakenly I joined another class. So I got to know that it was a different class when we closed.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other person wants to add anything? Okay. Anyway, Nana, yeah. Did you learn anything interesting?
Yes, please. I remember from last week's class that you said data is referred to as the new oil.
Yes,
Because
yes.
yes, because everywhere and anywhere there's data. And you also mentioned that every organization or company needs a data security, because if data falls into the wrong hands, it can be disastrous and the consequences would be difficult for the company and its customers. Yes.
Only is true. Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Anybody to add anything, then we can then start the class. Yes, Effie.
Hello, sir. Please, good evening. So I remember that you gave an example about maybe data can be secured, but there's no privacy. So the example you gave was related to, let's say, a company's information maybe is hidden within the company, but let's say that information is only supposed to be accessible to the MD, but the secretary may also have access to it. So it had to do with more of data security and data privacy.
You're right. Good. I'm happy that everybody is sharing interesting things that they have studied from last week's class. And I'm happy to learn from you that at least most of you didn't just come to class. You picked up so many things that I talked about. So you can clap for yourselves. Then we can start the class. Oh, there's a hand up. Okay. There was a hand up. Okay.
Doc, Prof, I just wanted to add that I also remember you said something about data security, not just being computer, but then also physical security, because you mentioned the case where somebody broke into a storage building to take away a system unit out
Yes.
of the storage building. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
physical security is also needed to protect our data.
It's true. Actually, that's becoming increasingly important. I think most of you are hearing of news of these things people breaking into or taking people's information and using it for different stuff. So if you don't take care, it's not just breaking into your office and taking your computer, but they are now taking your information from the web and stuff. So now you have to protect physically. You have to also protect on the internet. You have to protect your information almost everywhere. But at least I'm happy about the fact that you are all been coming up with new interesting perspectives of this issue. And I'm happy that we are all learning from each other. Okay, so today we will be taking it a step further, um, where we will be looking into some of these things in a way that we have not done before. So I will just step into my slides, and then I'll start delving into it to teach, to show you or share with you what is relevant to data security but looking at the foundations of data security. So what we'll do today is to try to understand the basics of information security, the types of data security threats, evolution of data security threats, and understanding how these information security principles apply to the data lifecycle, which we are going to talk about in other courses. So I'll just introduce it here. Okay, good. So the principles of information security. Last week I mentioned it in one of the definitions that there's something called the CIA principles. Do you remember, anybody remember? I said CIA. I mentioned three words. C and an I and an A. Who remembers what the C was for?
Hi, dog.
Yeah,
Confidentiality.
yes, confidentiality. So confidentiality was one, and then there's another one, integrity, and then last one is what?
Accessibility.
It's close to accessibility. It's close to accessibility. Availability. Kevin, thank you very much, Kevin.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So when we looked at it, we talked about the fact that information security is a broader discipline. We are securing the information. So that deals with the protection of information access, which can be in the digital form or otherwise, like paper. Then we want to say that data security forms as a part of information security because we analyze data to get information. So it's part of the data, it's a subset of data information security. While the information security looks at a wide range of assets, data security focuses specifically on digital data. So most often when we mention data security, we are referring to digital data. Even though if I have a piece of students' results on a paper in my office and I leave it open, I've actually threatened, I've also I've made it insecure. Somebody can look at it and then use it for something else. Now, because it's students' information, students' results with their names and index number, it becomes information. If I just remove the index number and it just the 25, 38, those numbers, it's data, but it doesn't have a context to turn into information. So what we are telling you is that the data security also matters, but information security tend to even matter more because as soon as you start looking at information security, you are talking about somebody trying to make sense of the data and then using it to be able to lead to to knowledge where he's making meaningful links to take a decision. Now, what we have talked about in the data security was a subset of information security. There was a brother to it that was data privacy, which we emphasize that one was much more about individuals and their right to protect their information, who has access to the information, who can use the information, and how long the person can even use that information. So we're talking about privacy as more related to an individual information that he has, or all the kind of information access concerning an individual, and the individual having the right to protect, to give access or not, or to hold back access or to prevent others from even being able to use it for whatever they want to use it for. Good. Now, from this particular baseline, we want to then talk about information security. For us to achieve information security, three principles tend to matter: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. You mentioned accessibility, which is actually a subset of availability. Now, confidentiality ensures that data is accessible only to those who have right to view it. Not just it's not just that the thing should be available, accessible to people, but it should be accessible to the one who has been authorized. So that's what confidentiality emphasizes. Medical records are kept confidential so that the health providers and patients can access them. These are the two people who are mandated to be able to access them. Unauthorized disclosure of somebody's health information can lead to blackmail, discrimination, or other negative consequences. So confidentiality is the first one, which is affirming that accessibility should be due to who? Only those who have got the right to use it. Number two, integrity. Integrity means that even if we give you the right to view it, we want to be able to make sure that as data, not information, as data is transferred between the data life cycle, which we'll talk about later, as is captured, as is processed, as is outputted or made visualized or made turned into a report. It is free from unauthorized and unintended alteration. unauthorized and unintended alteration. Some of you work in the bank. Can you imagine that they have bought an Excel sheet of people's salaries, and whilst you are going to, you add 1 0 by mistake? You know what it can do? It can change somebody's future. You add 1 0 to somebody's 1,000, it becomes 10,000. You add it to somebody's 10,000, it becomes 100,000 by mistake. Or you move a point to from the back and move 2 zeros in front. After 2 zeros to bring it in front, it can change a lot of things. So what we are trying to say is that even if there's an alteration, we don't want unauthorized or unintended. Oh, like we say in Ghana, man, I didn't intend to do that and I did it. We don't even want it. So integrity means that we are ensuring that we are putting measures to so that the data that is not information, the data that is moving up through the data life cycle remains accurate, consistent as it is being transferred, as it's being shared, as it's being processed. The actual data does not become alterated, because if somebody got 59 and I make it 95, I've actually done alteration, and that means a lot. So we don't want you to go around changing people 59 to 95. Come and say that when you are entering, you made a mistake. No, we don't want you to do that. Or somebody's index number. Two students have written an exam. One got 30, another got 80. And then they are sitting one after the other. So one ends with 79. Next person's index number ends with 80. Then you give the 30 to the person who is the 80, and you give the 80 to the person who is 79. Meanwhile, it's supposed to be the other way around. That could actually cause the student to come and tell you that, please. And it happens. So sometimes students, when you see your results and you're not sure about it, humbly ask the supervisor, the lecturer, that please, my result came and it looks like I didn't get this thing. I'm a little bit surprised. Please, can you look at it again? Humbly, if you go and insist, you tell you to go and write to university, and the university will allow you to. I think you pay for a remarking or pay for evaluation of it. But the lecturer can check. Maybe when he was entering, like I've just mentioned, he entered 79 and 80. He entered give the 30 to you and give the 80 to the other person. It could happen. Or sometimes it could also happen that maybe in computing, you left maybe one of your marks. Maybe you have got semester work to do. That's your cumulative weighted average that you do during the semester work. And maybe you use marks for, for example, I give marks for class participation and can go as high as 10 marks. So people like Antoinette and then Kevin and then Ebenezer, who were participating last week, and I think there's another person too who are participating last. I've taken note of it. So if as I compile my marks, those free marks can go up to 10. Can go so if 100 marks is being given to students, up to 10 is just for class participation. Can you imagine that you have actually means that your rest of your work is marked over 90? You have secured your 10 marks already, or even 8 marks already. So if I go and give it to somebody who didn't talk in class, like today I called our class rep, she was not there when I was calling her name. She didn't respond. So today her free mark is gone. So when she didn't respond, I've given the mark to somebody else who responded. And happens to the person's birthday even. So
Hey, Doc, please, oh.
I will call you several times. You didn't. I called you. I even called Lady Pastor, and I mentioned everything. You didn't respond. Okay.
So
So
sorry about that.
it's up to you, Lady Pastor. So we are looking at. So if I call you next time, I hope you respond. But what I'm trying to say is that
I
if I give your mark to somebody else, I didn't intend to, but still I'm giving the mark to the person. So we don't want that to happen. That's what integrity. So the integrity of data means that it remains accurate and consistent. Now, in the same way, the last one is availability. Availability ensures that data and the systems, not just the data alone, the data and the systems that process the data is available when needed. So I come to office and I open YouTube and I'm streaming. So people who want to process data, the data, it seems that the internet speed bandwidth is all going to my streaming 3 videos at the same time, one on my phone, one on my computer, one on my tablet. And at the same time, my students, the rest of the people who want to do computation, they are getting very low speeds, and they're also using computation. They're using maybe an online platform for Python, and they are not able to even run one command. It means that what am I doing? I've compromised the system in such a way that it's not available for others to do the work at that point in time. And that's a breach of information security. And people will think that, oh, but Prof, this is nothing. Nobody is being affected. You are affecting the activity and the workflow. I'm not able to deliver. For example, I'm supposed to deliver maybe a report by 10:30, and you are watching your video or you are streaming online, and it's actually taking all the bandwidth to you. I'm not able to do so. It means I'm not being able to meet the goal that I intended to reach, or the work that was given to me. I was not able to accomplish within the specified time. It compromises our work and it compromises our service delivery. So you are also threatening the system. So ensure the data and systems are available when needed. So please, you have got a lifestyle of that you always do, or you are using your office network for downloading, even doing office hours. You want to see that I'm downloading the latest version of Python. It's about 2 gig. And you are using office data to do it whilst office is supposed to work. Nobody say don't download them. I'm just trying to just say if you're allowed to do so, don't do it at time to compromise or to make a system inaccessible to others. Okay, so unaccessible to others. So consider an online ticket website during a major concert sale. Like over the weekend, there was a major concert that was going on. If the system crashes and is not available, it could lead to massive revenue losses and disappointed customers. The same thing was I was just sharing here. We don't want systems to be not available for us when we need them. So that is what we talk about in terms of availability. So please, do you understand the 3 principles? So that because you are going to apply them throughout. Anybody having a question about the 3 principles? Okay, now let me give an example. A few years ago, when I was doing my master's, that's in 2003, 2004 in Manchester. There was this case study that I've always been using to teach information security because it happened in reality. Now, Tesco, those of you who have lived in UK before, Tesco is like a department store which does a lot of selling different products, just like Melcommerce. But they have a club card, just like Melcommerce. And a club card, they have the different versions. You can find a family club card in which all of you, when you shop and you score points, points accrues to you. So they give you the card like a credit card format, the pocket size like your normal bank card size. Then they give you ones that the mothers like, they like picking the ones like the key holder because they are always on the move. And they'll pick the one like which is like on the key holder and they put it on. So this one is on the key holder. Now you can give some to your kids too. If they pass to Tesco to buy snacks, they can actually. But Tesco have got like just like how you got Melcom Mini, Melcom Super. They also have different versions of Tesco. Now a family is giving a Tesco club card, and they give it in different forms. So the children have some, mommy has some, daddy has some. Now what happened was that they, at the end of the month, they bring you a package of free vouchers, and they tell you the things you have been buying. And they give vouchers of some of the things you have been buying. So next time if you come and buy, you can get a discount of them. And other things you have not tried before, they also give you a discount of. So the weekend happens and they like to shop on Saturday. So Friday evening, the club card, and when the man was signing out, they asked him that, is this for you or for the family? Where do you want what address do you want the thing to be sent to? He gave his family address. He gave his home address. Now the card comes home, the after by a month, the vouchers come home and there are vouchers for condoms. Now the mother who picks the woman is at home as a housewife. She picks the thing. She looks at it. He checks his children. The children are not of age. They are not sexually active. So he's wondering who else. There are only 2 people who are elderly in the house: the man and the woman. She has not done anything and bought it. So who is buying? That became the question. So they, by the time you realize, all fingers point towards the man. And then it becomes a big family issue. It came into the news. It was even came into the news. The guy later, then I think after the marriage went through his whatever issues, I think breakup or whatever happened, the man wanted to sue Tesco, and they asked him the question that when you were signing up for the card, you ask for privacy. They told her for privacy sake, is it for family or for individual? Is it for family? And you collected the cards, and you even collected this card and gave it to everybody. So what have they done? And when you said that, do you want vouchers? You said vouchers, yes. Do you want vouchers in the things you buy? Yes. Do you want vouchers in other things for you to try on? Yes. You said yes to all of these things. Now, at the end of the month, they have done the things that you should do. What have they done wrong? You give the address to them, you give everything to them. Yes, Michelle. Hey, Michelle wants to defend the man. So let's listen to Michelle.
Pepis, I don't want to defend the man, no, but I wanted to ask if you can please slow down a bit for me so that I'll understand.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much.
There's a hand up to the scripture. So the man asks, so Bishop, please, do you understand the story?
Yes, please.
Hmm. So the man asks this question, and it goes to kind of a cocky, but at the end of the day, he lost because he signed up for everything. So in terms of confidence, so which of them was breached there? Was any of them breached? Confidentiality, integrity, or availability? Was any of them breached? Or was any of them enforced? Ebenezer, you can go ahead.
Yeah, so I think legally, because the man signed the consent forms and stuff, nothing was breached. Just in case he signed for the card to be personal and not a family related something, that's when he could, or we could say that confidentiality was breached. But since he actually signed that he wants it to be something related to his family, then I think what happened was his fault. He probably didn't even read what he was signing to.
Interesting. Yes, Kevin, go ahead.
Okay, I would want to say, I think integrity was enforced here.
Yeah.
Well, because the man selected that and they wanted to make sure he got what he chose or what he ordered for.
Thank you. Thank you. So integrity was enforced there. Good, good. Any other? All the two views are very are spot on. In fact, they actually followed everything to the left to the latter. Nothing was breached. Even if he chose the personal one and he gave a family address, the home address, the only thing they would have done is that they would have addressed it to him. And the wife, maybe some homes too, the wives can open the husband's letter. So if he came home, he didn't go to your office, came home, then it will be done. Yeah. So then nothing was breached in this case. Good. Now let's look at another case study, but this is a bigger case. This is a firm. So TechFin Corp is a leading fintech company offering a range of financial solutions, including mobile payments, lending, and insurance. With over 10 million users, they hold a vast amount of sensitive data from bank details to personal identification information. TechFin prides itself in innovative approach and robust security protocols. However, one Monday morning, a group of hackers launched a simultaneous attack on TechFin's systems. The attack compromised the following. One, confidentiality breach. The hackers infiltrated the company's cloud storage, accessed thousands of users' financial data. The financial data was sold on the dark web, leading to multiple cases of identity theft. Two, integrity compromise. The perpetrators manipulated transaction records, inflating loan amounts, and altering repayment schedules, causing chaos and distrust among customers. Three, availability attack. A distributed denial of service attack. So what we mean by distributed denial of service attack is that, let's say, they can be official and then there can be unofficial ones. Like, let me just give an unofficial one, for example. Let's say that we are going to vote for, let's say, vote for a presidency of a school. And there's a school website in which the voting is taking place. So you don't go in person to vote, you vote on the school website. Now, if there are 30,000 students and they all try to access the school websites, and the school doesn't have enough bandwidth in terms of wherever the server of the website is, there will be an official distributed denial of service attack. Because you are all trying to access, the site to shut down because it cannot take that much of request. So that one was not an intended attack. It was an official event that we didn't prepare for. It has happened to University of Ghana during, I mentioned some to you last time, during the allocation of a selection of beds when people want their beds or looking for accommodation. And then we open it up to book an accommodation. Initially, when we were hosting it ourselves, we had a number of people coming to the website. We couldn't be able to take the number of requests. So the site goes down. So it denies the service. That's what it means. But it's coming from diverse computer. That's why it's called distributed. Okay. Now, there can be an unofficial one, which is we call the attack, which can be intentional. So, for example, I don't like maybe somebody. I don't like a company. I can harvest a number of computers through the dark web and tell those computers to all try to access that website at a given time. Now, within that particular time, and it continues, with a continuous request, the site will shut down because the server cannot be able to handle the number of requests coming. But that one may be an intentional one done by hackers so that they can make sure that your site goes down and it's not available for anybody to use. So sometimes when hackers are threatening some companies, they use that one that we can create a denial of service attack that they can just control a number of computers across the world. Now, which kind of computers are they controlling? One, they may have their own computers they have opened. When I talk computer, I'm talking about all devices, apps, phones, and stuff. They could also make sure that they have others they have hacked already. So they have planted a virus. Okay, let me not use the word virus now because I'm going to explain those things later. They are planted, let's say, software into people's computers across the world. They only activate it, and these people's own are online. Many of you, when you're going to sleep, you leave your computer online. You leave your phone still connected to the web. I would advise you that when you are going to sleep and you don't need to do something, just you. I won't say shut down the computer, but disconnect it from the network. Because if there is somebody is able to monitor the network or listen to the network, what I mean listen to the network, he's actually looking for networks in which is porous that he can get a computer which is vulnerable. He can come and take that computer and use the computer's capacity in terms of resources to be opening to you don't know. But it will be working in the background. You see that all of a sudden the computer is fan is going louder. But look, as if it is downloading something, but nothing is happening. Somebody has installed something and the program is running. So if you know how to be able to read computer program that are running, you'll be able to find out that this is a program that is running. So the person is then using this computer that around 12 midnight. I'm using Ghana's time. All of you are asleep. Your computer, you have left it on. He has picked this about 30 computers that are on, and they are all going straight to open maybe FanMail's website. So if all of these thousands of this and FanMail's website can be able to take only, let's say, 100 computers at a time, this is very small. I'm just an example. And I send 300 requests to it, it will shut down. And that one, hackers can do that. Even during elections, and people do that to a website like it has happened before unofficially to some of our own services. What should I mean? Our own what's the name of the company? Our electoral service platform. Some of their platform have been shut down before through some of these type of attacks. So all they do is that they direct computers to you or request to you, and you cannot be able to do that. And then what happens is that the website becomes unavailable. You are not able to declare certain things, and then it can cause both reputational damage and sometimes some financial loss if it's a financial firm. That's like, or even if it's a type of firm that's requesting for payments from people. So that can be an availability attack. There are different types of availability attack. This is just one example I'm giving uh, from TechFin's example. Hope I'm not going too fast. Okay. So what happened after that? Because of what happened, and because of that, the impact, the company stock price plummeted by what 20% in the week. Regulatory bodies launched an investigation to look leading to hefty fines. Some countries, if anything happens, and they know that the vulnerability is coming from you, the company, they'll fine you because consumer trust has been broken. You promised them a particular service, and then they were paying for that service. Now the service is not available. Their information is now out there. It's now, in fact, if you don't take care soon, anybody in the insurance companies here, anybody in the insurance company, can you raise your hand? Anybody in insurance company? Hey, all of you here, nobody's in insurance company. Wow. Okay. But somebody, what in future we may be looking for what we call digital insurance. Insurance to cover your digital assets as you are online. Because these things can happen. And when companies lose that much and they are assuming that they may not have the money to pay for it. So they may need to take a digital insurance just to cover them. Maybe I should sell this product to some company, one of the insurance companies. But we may need to start giving companies digital insurance. Anyway, good. Now let's look at it. Look at what I've just said. And please, this is how I teach and I ask my questions in exams. I give you cases and then we look at how to address the case because I want to establish scenarios that you can happen in the workplace. Given the threefold attack on TechFin Corp, which breach confidentiality, integrity, availability do you think had the most or would have the most significant long-term implications for the company? Justify your answer with a reasoning. Which of them? Yeah, Joanna.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity. So from my perspective, I believe that the breach on integrity would have a much more lasting effect. And the reason why is that usually customers don't tend to forget an experience that they've had. And so if they know they've been on a platform and they realize that there was a breach of their data, the likelihood that you're going to come back to you is very low, and which means that's going to taint the brand's image and the brand's name. So in my opinion, I believe that integrity, for you to be able to recoup, and even if you get back on your feet, you're able to get the systems to be up and running. The desire for the people to come back to your platform, especially because of an incident, is pretty much low. So in my opinion, I think the breach on integrity would have a much more lasting effect.
Okay, breach on integrity. Okay, I've seen another hand up. I'd like to hear from the second person. Yes, Benjamin. I think somebody hand went before me. Okay, Benjamin, you go ahead.
I wanted to talk about integrity, but thinking through, for me, I believe the confidentiality, because in the sense that now the hackers have access to information they are not supposed to have access, and this includes personal data, private data of all the users. They can then use this information to even hack other external devices which belong to the users. So that means for this, it goes beyond just the tech firms company security. Because of their access to this private information, they can use this same information to access other or penetrate into other security that belongs to the users. And this goes beyond not just affecting the company's reputation, but also tend to even affect the users involved in this.
Cool.
So that's my suggestion on it.
Cool. Okay. Cool. Does anybody agree or disagree with any of the views mentioned here? Please, can we hear from members? Does anybody have a view?
Prof, I think I agree with the confidentiality because once something you don't want someone to get access to comes out, and the person knows about it, there's no way the person will forget about it. And so things you don't want people to know, and now they know, you have nothing to do about it, and that's going to cause a great long-term implication.
You have a good point. You have a very good point. Yes, any other views? I'm enjoying. Yeah, I've seen Kevin's hand up.
Okay, look, I think it depends on the kind of business the company is into, right? For some people, confidentiality means a lot. Like for a hospital, people don't want their record to be out there, so they are very careful about that. Integrity for banks is a big deal because of the zeros. 1 0, as you said earlier, can change someone's story. And availability, probably because of that, could be for a bank in a scenario where someone needs to access his funds and is stranded somewhere. If he's not able to do that, that is a big deal. So it depends on where or which kind of company we find ourselves. That's what I think. Yeah.
Yes. Hey, the hands have come plenty, but I agree with you. Look at the company scenario before you actually analyze. If you have not spoken already, I think if you spoke earlier. Please, if you have finished speaking, you can.
Yeah.
You can lower.
No, not
for this particular one, but I spoke at the beginning of the class.
Okay. And then you can go ahead.
Okay, so I think that just an add-on to what was mentioned earlier, I feel like the confidentiality breach. Sometimes the company even has their projects they intend to embark on, maybe a specific project that will change the dynamics of the company, get them more income and all of that. If the person is able to get access to it, it would the person can sell it off to somebody or even pretend as though they are the inventor of the idea, which can cost the company a lot.
Yeah, you have a good point in saying that. Okay. I'll take one from, then we'll continue. I've seen the hands that are up. Please, I respect your hands. Joseph and James, I've seen your hands up. Now I've seen your hand up. Antoine, I've seen your hand. Let me take James and we'll continue. When the next question comes, because there are a lot of questions, then we'll come back. So, James, go ahead.
Okay, well, I'll relate mine to a personal experience. I actually signed up to an app, and what I noticed was that once you sign up, any other contacts you have who has actually signed up to that app displays as well, which is actually a breach of confidentiality. So once I noticed that, I just reached out to the app and then I indicated that I want to deactivate it. Because what is implies is that if anyone signs up to that app, everyone in your contact list is able to know that this individual is actually signed up to this app. You get it? So I think confidentiality plays a role as well. And it is also very key. Once that is breached, I think getting back that kind of confidence or getting that kind of customers reaching out in regards or in relation to that becomes very, very difficult. And you end up losing a lot of customers as a result. So that's my take.
Okay. This is well received. Okay. So let's continue. I'll come back to this. Thank you very much. And I'm very happy of the participation. Okay. So if you were the Chief Information Security Officer at this firm, what measures will you put in place to prevent similar breaches in future and restore customer trust? Now, in answering this question, I want you to think what would the first thing you would do? Then the next thing you do. So tell me the two things you would do. But what is the first one matters to me more. And then how will you restore consumer trust? Okay. James, you can put your hand down. So let's think about it first. If you want me to send you back to look at the case, I can send you back to look at the case. This is the case. And the things that are at stake. So what will you do first? And then how will you restore consumer trust? How will you restore consumer trust? Please, John, you are ready. Okay, John, go ahead.
Hello, sir. So I believe that one of the things that consumers or customer needs is communication. So I believe that as a chief security officer, what I'll do is I'll inform my customers of the breach. So once they are aligned, they are most likely able to handle the situation better. I think a very typical example was when the entire COVID thing was happening across the world, and the presidents kept coming on our screens and informing us about the procedures. I mean, if he wasn't the reason for that incident, but the fact that he was constantly present and speaking to us or speaking to the nation basically gave them a sense of trust, or basically made them realize or see that okay, their views and their opinions are actually being considered. So I think the first thing I'll do is communicate across board to my customers that okay, A, B, C, and D has happened, but then the team is currently working to resolve the matter. Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I like that because what you are trying to acknowledge is the fact that um, you, You need somebody to own it. And then you don't want your consumers to hear from others, third parties, about something that's happened to you, the firm. And that can create panic. Yeah, good. I think I like that perspective from you. I'm not saying that's the best answer, but I'm saying I like it. Yeah, Adam.
Yeah. So I think what I'll do first is to get a system secured, first of all, because once I keep it open, it's still vulnerable. They have more access and they can make more damage. So first of all, get the confidentiality back. So fix the system, create enough security so that the hackers will not have any more access. Then the next step I'll do is to make sure the system is back and running. So availability. People can now access if it's a system, it's a website, they can access it. They can go into it, see what is happening. And then the last bit of it is to communicate now that indeed we're hit by some crisis. We've now put in the systems in place. The systems are back and running. And you should probably communicate why, if they choose you now, it will not be a problem as compared to the past.
Okay. I like the first one about which we being able to secure the system and restore confidentiality, because at the end of the day, if you are out there talking about the thing and the thing is still happening, even the hackers can get angry and even intensify their attack. So I agree with you on that note. I agree with you on that note. It makes sense. That why don't I do something about it? Why don't I try to do something about it? Okay. Good one. A good one there. Okay. Yes. Marcus. I'll take Marcus and then I'll come back again.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Please, one solution we can take is if TechFin has two ways of storing their data, that is both manual and cloud. So if there's a issue concerning the changes of transaction records and inflating loan amount through cloud, they can check the alternative, which is the manual data that have been stored.
Okay.
In order to clarify those changes.
They can check the alternative that the manual data that has been stored. Okay.
Yes, please.
Why do you want them to do that?
Since there is a
Since there is what?
their offices or branches to make clarification to that effect.
Okay. Okay. I understand you. Okay, so let me move to the next one. I'll come to you. I've seen your hand, Michael. I've seen your hand, Michael. I'll come back. Okay, so considering the plummet in the stock price and the regulatory fines, discuss how you, as the CEO, will communicate with shareholders and the general public about the breach and the company recovery plan. So this one, Michael, since your hand was up, I would like you to take us away at the customers and the public and the company shareholders. Give us a speech concerning what has happened. This one, I put your spot.
Sir, please, but sir, please, I'm not really ready for that question, but I want to go to the second one.
Oh, we are on the third one.
One thing,
you say what you want to say.
but I want to say something. So one thing we can also do is to like move the customers to a different platform, a very secure platform. So we can just take them from the old platform and move them to another secured platform by maybe creating a link to that platform. Just anything just to move them from that platform to prevent them from losing more of their their data or their information. So to prevent the hackers from accessing more of the customer's information. So that's one thing we can also do to minimize the cost or the risk.
Okay.
Thank
That's
you.
actually that was also working. That was also working. I think you have actually said something that's very, very important. That was also working. Especially if you're able to do it on in time, so that at the end of the day you can save more people from being becoming vulnerable or exposed, or their data from being exposed. That will be very helpful. Yeah. Thanks for the good commendation. But yes, anybody would like to Marcus, yes. You are this.
Sir, yeah. No, I'm referring to I'm answering the question on the stakeholder management.
Okay.
Yeah. And so what they can do is that if they have an ad hoc committee which specifically talk about make decision concerning how they are going to talk about it. And also they will have to communicate to the PR manager to console the customers and tell them that they are on it in solving the issue.
Okay. But it's actually confirming the similar thing that someone said earlier. So I don't think there's a big problem in that scenario. What you have said is true, and I agree with you. Okay, who is doing the? Oh, the stakeholder management is about giving us a talk. So as a CEO, tell us a speech, just a 1 minute speech. What will you say? Yes, Benjamin, I think you are ready.
So this is how I make up. I want to first thank the stakeholders and all people involved and our customers and everybody for placing trust in us and engaging with us with all their financial responsibilities. We at this point accept the responsibility of the current issue that has taken place. Our system was hacked due to an infiltration, which was a bit of security error that happened on our side. We are putting measures to address this situation currently. What we've done so far is first to transfer all our cloud storage back to the physical storage, and we've backed up all our cloud storage with the physical backup devices. So we now have correct information ongoing. In terms of our changes in the transactional detail, that have also been corrected. What we are following up now is with the cybersecurity team to be able to assess these hackers who have been able to steal some of these private details of customers. We want you to put your trust in us. We want you to know that we are still on course. We will address all these little concerns and we'll get our system back running again. Thank you.
Wow. Benjamin, Charlie, I owe you 15 marks. Remember, remind me when you are finishing. Well
Yes,
done.
sir.
This is excellent.
Mhm.
Are you a public speaker or something?
No, sir. I just tried looking at the situation.
Oh, actually, you have done well. You have done well. You have done well. You have made it actually meaningful to us. Thank you. I think it's the first time I've had somebody extemple. I just take it out and just go with it, and it's nice. It's nice. Well done. Well
Thank you.
done. Well
Thank you.
done. Well done. I'm happy because at the end of the day, I can see that you are all participating and sharing interesting perspectives on this issue. Thank you very much. Let's continue. Okay. So types of data security threats. The first one is the malware. I think most of you may have heard about it. A malicious software designed to gain unauthorized access, cause damage, or disrupt operations. And then one of them is ransomware, which is a form of malware. There's one which is called WannaCry. It can turn all your files it encrypts all your files, and by the time you realize they'll ask you to bring money for them to be able to open it for you. So what it does is that when it gets onto your computer, it may turn a file into not like an executable, but it may turn to something else. Some of them tend to executable or turn to something else that you cannot access it. And sometimes you may get a letter from or an email from the person who did it, Because the hacker has already got into your system, so he knows quite of much about you already. He write to you and tell you that come and pay this amount, or the same thing he has put on, and there's an online website in which they are telling you that they are selling. Some people create this type of malware and then get people get infected, and then they develop the solution for it and they sell it again to us. So it's kind of it's an ecosystem of people in the dark web who are making money out of it. They release it, and sometimes people ask, "How do I get it?" When you want to, most of you, instead of you buying the full version of Microsoft package, you get somebody who say, "Oh, I can come and install it for you, and I'll crack it," or they use the word "crack it," or "I have a security key," or "I can do something to it, and you can use it forever." Now, whenever they are doing that, means they are compromising your system. Sometimes you have to install something on your computer. Some of those things that allow the Microsoft Word to go beyond the 30 days so that you can use it on your computer is made by these same people who are hackers. And their intention is to make sure that they also get onto your computer. And at the right time, they may either be copying information and sending it out. It can also corrupt your machine. And then they may take certain files, make them into an inaccessible file that you cannot be able to do that. Then you have to go back to the website, buy a version of an antivirus or a particular application that you come to install and they to clean it up. So and if you may not even know that the companies are linked or are not linked, but it's a big business that others are doing out there. Then there's phishing. I think most of you have been receiving company emails that tell you that they are phishing emails. They are people deceiving you to share sensitive information, typically through misleading emails or websites. You have won something, click here to get it. You have won something, we are sending something to you, but you have to click on this one so that we can and then enter your details, then we can confirm it is you. All of these things, sometimes what they are doing is that they are getting information from you. And last week, like this, I had somebody send me a package and saying that I've received a package and they just want mine to come, and you were trying to you're attempting delivery, couldn't do the delivery. So they will have to arrange another time to deliver it. That will cost me 30 Ghana cedis. So I should send my Momo this thing, so something. I should send something. Then I should confirm my Momo number so that they can actually trigger the payment and I can pay it and they will deliver to me. You really believe that day I was also expecting a delivery. So I got confused. I was actually going to do it. And they said that one of them even said that oh, if you don't want to do that, then click on go to this link. And it was something Ghana Post dot something slash something. One of my friends worked on Ghana Post. So I asked him that do you have a website like this? He said no, it's not a website like this. It's not this. When you open it to it's open shows Ghana Post logo, but the rest of the information is not anything about them. And the idea was that I would have put in details there, then they will just take information, take as much as they want to take from my Momo number or from my card. That's how it is. Last 2 weeks, I got one. That one came from South Africa. A conference is going on. I'm a qualitative researcher. A qualitative research conference is going on. It's for these areas, and I saw the areas were very very juicy. Then I registered, and I put in my phone number. And then I went down. I saw the amount they were charging was $1,500 for the course. This is too much for this, so I just said I won't continue. So I canceled. Would you believe that a few weeks after, I got a text message that we are attempting to debit the South African company. They attempted to debit your Momo number, and it didn't go through. So please, if you are still interested in the conference to attend and serve, please confirm an alternative source of payment. Something I didn't complete, I canceled. I didn't complete the application, but because I put in my phone number in the first level of the application, it had been re-registered with them, and they were attempting to find a way of getting something from my Momo. So when I saw it, I said, but you boy, when I was asking, you didn't tell me that you will deduct it from Momo or it. I didn't even continue to that place. So how did you start telling me that you are attempting to take money from my money and I have to approve or something like that? And the company says it's a South African company. So even people like us, even though we are information system professionals, we can actually be deceived sometimes. And it came qualitative researcher, qualitative course, and they even mentioned the big people who will be there. Some of them I know them. So it's like they created it for me. And how would they do that? They can look at your online posts, your social media content, and then your YouTube page. You talk about these things and stuff, and they can create one that's targeted at you. So that's phishing for you. And then there's man in the middle attack, unauthorized interception of communication between two parties. The attacker secretly relays and possibly alters the communication. So what happens is that in this one, in between two computers or two, maybe the server or the banking platform and you, somebody has been able to install something that as you send your bank details to it, if your if it's not going or it's not going sent to a secure website, the information can be hijacked, or yes, that's the right word. It can be hijacked on the information highway, and the person who hijacks it can take the login details and then use it to do whatever he wants to do. So this thing I'm saying, people think that it's not possible. It is really possible. I've even done something like that in a hotel room before. In the time in 2000 and when did I come to Ghana? 2011, yes. I was in a hotel in Uganda. At that time, there was a software called Real Player. It's not common now. That was there before. There was a software called Real Player. There was a software called Winamp. Any of you who actually grew up at that time was active at that time will know about this. This all you playing iTunes and those things were not the big thing at that time. It was Winamp and Real Player. They usually play music. Now, Real Player is a network-based soft should I say a video player. It can play movies, it can play music, it can play so many things. But you can install on your machine and it can actually just play what you have on your machine. However, because it's a network-based one, means that if people have got videos on other computers and they are on the network, you can search other videos and watch somebody's video on somebody's machine. So far as you can get access to that machine. I don't know how to explain this to you. It happens like if you're in an office and you're on a network, you can print on a shared printer. Anybody who has printed on a shared printer before or a network printer, the printer connected to somebody's machine, but because it's on a network, you can, yes, good. So Raw Player 2 worked in that same principle. So I can see video files on the whole network. Now I'm in a hotel in Uganda and I'm on a network using my Raw Player. Anybody who is attempting to watch video, Real Player, instead of it will give you the link and ask you, do you want to download the video? So on the network, as soon as you open a video website, the Real Player will intercept and tell me that somebody is trying to watch this video. Will you want to watch it too also? Or do you want to download it also? So that night, I could actually see the type of video files that were being watched across the hotel that I was in. I don't know how to explain this to you for you to understand. So in fact, to tell you the truth, let me give you a basic one. Anybody who manages a server, even as small as your internet router in your house, and is connected to the router, if he logs into the router, any information flow in the house in terms of opening, if he has the right software, he can be able to know what is being watched because you can see which websites are being opened and what is being streamed. So that is how people are able to block website that you can't open YouTube in the office. You can't open. That's how they are able to do that. That's the best way to explain it. So your computer office people can block you from opening private email website like Yahoo and others. The way it is that as soon as you send a command, it will go through the server and then somebody can see it and the server can block it. So that's how it works. Good. The same way anybody who uses Chromebook and you give it to your daughter, you can use Family Link to manage it in such a way that if your son is trying to open a website, it will trigger. And then the ones you are blocked, your son cannot open those websites or has to ask permission from you. It's the same thing. So it's a similar technology that the Real Player was using. And I could come. So can you imagine that I went to the hotel with, I'm just using a name like Eric or say, and maybe or Effie, and then we all go to our rooms and I go and sit down behind and I guess what? And I know Effie's IP. If Efe starts watching Kukumbagia online, I will know that she's watching Kukumbagia. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about. So what I'm doing is I'm sitting between you and then the communication highway, so that anything that is passing through the network, I can hear it. But with Roleplay, I can't alter. You can just hear. You can also download or or watch whatever the person is watching. That is what but there are other softwares that means that the person can intercept, pick the information, and repackage the information and send the wrong one to the other person, looking like it's coming from you. That's one way. Or intercept it and use the information to do something else. So I send him my login details, Kojo Boating, and then I add my password is 3897. It will get that one. And he knows the website you are trying to open, and that's all. So there's a man in the middle attack. Now they're even more, these are old school methods, but they work in vulnerable places like Ghana and this, but some places in the US and stuff is too old fashioned that they'll get you right now. It won't work. And if you're going to write internet, who has used not in internet security or any internet security software before? If you use those one, I don't know whether you have seen that. At the end of the day, can tell you that somebody was trying to intrusion attack. It has been blocked. It will give you that notification. Somebody was trying to enter your machine. It has been blocked. Who has ever seen that come on it on his on your internet security software before? Or even Windows Defender can sometimes do that. Who has ever seen that notification on your computer before? Nowadays that all of you are using tablets, you don't see those things. But Windows machines, you see that anybody who has seen that kind of notice before on this machine, um, um, something has been blocked, an intrusion has been blocked. Sometimes nothing will tell you I've blocked, and they have blocked 88 attacks, 88 attempted intrusions and stuff. Yeah. Eric, okay, Eric, you have seen that. Okay. At least the way I'm saying is some people are quiet. They say, Prof, are you sure? Prof, are you sure? I don't want to look like I'm a liar. So I'm looking for evidence and support people to support what I'm saying. Anyway, yes. Michael, your hand came up briefly. Did you want to share something?
Yeah, I want to say that. Yeah, I've also seen something like that on my computer before.
Good. Okay. Good. Good. Denial of service attack. I explained that one. Overloading systems, networks, and websites, running them unavailable. I explained that one. Multiple computers bombard the website with traffic, overwhelming its service and causing it to crash, making it inaccessible to legitimate users. I explained that one very well earlier. Okay. Now, SQL injection means that the SQL is standard query language. That is part of the way that we talk to databases. I think some of you are new to some of you are doing the intro, so maybe you are yet to be introduced. So to control a database and access a database, sometimes you can use SQL language to query or ask questions to a data or merge fields or even or display the information in the data. We can use SQL to do more things, but I've just mentioned that. So sometimes what happens is that when you are creating, let me just give an example. When you are creating a website, your registration form, you are creating your account on maybe a website, and then you put in your details. The SQL will say that, okay, select table registration and create a new entry. And in the entry, and then the name, enter Kojo Boateng, and the password, enter the password of the person, and the organization, enter the organization name that the person has entered. What is it doing? It is picking input fields from the website page and inputting into the database for you. So that when it finishes, it will then be able, listen, it will then be able to let you log in because now you have become a member of that website. Now, what hackers have been doing is that they can, instead of putting Kojo Boateng in the name, they can put in a command because the thing goes into data and to trigger an action. They can put in some specific commands that as soon as you click, they click submit. That command is actually initiated. That's the right word to use. So that it will go into the database and then it may even force the database to output all the user passwords. That's an example. An attacker puts a malicious SQL code into a search box. So it's, I think this even like you are searching for users. Somebody can also legitimately create a page. When he gets into the website, now he knows that he's now in the database. So he can then input he goes to the website search box, putting the right code in it. Then to look for all the other users. Maybe I'm searching for all the students in the class. And I put it like I'm in Sakai. I put it inside, all the names of the students will come. But with the right one code, you can actually force the page to show and reveal all the passwords. If only the page itself has not put by code, not by database, or by code into the website that whenever a website password is being requested, ask for this and this and this, or check whether this and this are this and these other prerequisites are satisfied. Otherwise, don't show it. So, for example, check whether the person is a super user. Check whether the person is a super user, maybe is administrator. Check whether the person has put in the right administrator password. Check whether the person has put in the secret word. There's sometimes with some website got the secret word. That means that gives you access to that database. Now, if you created a database that doesn't have all of these things, and your site doesn't have all of these things I mentioned, what happens? And maybe you just have the admin name and admin password, and you're just using admin one and admin one as password. Somebody can even guess it. The person can just put in the right SQL code and reveal all the passwords, especially with websites that come from open access website. For example, there's a platform called Moodle. Moodle is used for creating learning platforms. It's available as open source. Anybody can download it, install it on their server, and then they can start running a school online. Now, when you download such a thing, that means that the hacker too has downloaded the same package. He has studied the fields in it. If you don't put in the appropriate security, the hacker knows where all the fields are. And with the right codes, it can actually ask for certain things, and your website will be vulnerable and show. Open access or open source software is good. I'm not saying it's not good, but the same way you have access to it, hackers also have access to it. So if you have an open source software, last week we learned about it, and you don't put the right security measures and like continuously update your Apache, last week we talked about that. What will happen is that if there is any breach or there's any loophole, hackers can exploit it, and then they can be able to query a website and know that this website is using this particular free open source package, and then you can come into your website and then pick information. Now, please, if this is too complex for you, let me just give a basic example. It's just like how you watch movies, and anytime you get into the mother is going to town, the child is going to school, the father is going to school, but you all put the key under the pot in front of the house. Who has not seen it in a movie? It's a very common thing in America. So as soon as somebody gets in front of your house, he will raise the pot to check, or on top of the door, or on top of the garden, or the back shed. There are common places that they put it in, and they'll take the key and they come open the door. Sometimes they also leave the key with the next door neighbor, who they trust will not go inside. So if you know that common thing that everybody puts it under the what's the name, under the pot, everybody will check under the pot. That's the thing I'm trying to say, that open source package is like telling people that the key is under the pot. So anytime you come, check under the pot. That's what it means, because it's made everybody knows it. Open source is good, but it means that you have to secure. Don't put the key under the pot if you download open source packages for your office. Change where the key put a secret word, put other things there that can protect the system. In fact, let me give an example. There used to be a platform called Joomla. It's just like WordPress. Those of you know WordPress for creating website. Now Joomla will create a database to call it Joomla. So if you want to hack the database, you just have to search and look for the word Joomla. You get the database name of Joomla. So anytime you're creating, we tell you that don't use the database name to be Joomla. You can use X53, Kojo, or Mensa Bonsu. Nobody even knows Mensa Bonsu that will be used as the name of a school's website, a school's database, and put S3 numbers. So the database name itself is very difficult for you to even guess. But some people use very simple things. I'm designing a website for my church. My church is called Living Code International Ministry. So what my database name is Living Code. Very, very easy for us to guess. Living Code. Now cross-scripting, cross-site scripting, injecting malicious scripts into web pages. This is more about web pages, not just about code. Into web pages that are viewed by other users, potentially stealing information from them. A comment said this one happens. I think I demonstrated this some time ago. Ghana web had some vulnerability some years ago. So I demonstrated it to some students. So the comment section of a website or a page like Ghana code, Ghana web, then you put in a particular code like you are commenting, and when you post the code, it actually then triggers an action on the website because it will go into the database. The things I'm teaching you, sometimes I'm afraid I'm teaching because if there's some of you are inquisitive, you start practicing these things on some because some of our government websites are very vulnerable. You can start practicing some of this, but with the right code, a person can reveal some of the information that is actually stored on the website or stored inside the database. But where is he using? He's using the comment section. That and what is comment? Comment section is where people comment and they start trailing and they start putting information that I don't like this news. Look at him, and then they start fighting on. You see there on Ghana webpage, people comment and fight and then discuss things on there. It is an innocent thing that they are doing. They may be doing, but with the right person with the right code, if their site is vulnerable, I'll put it in and I'll post it like I'm posting my comment, but what I'm trying to look for is that I want access to the database, and then the rest is up to or up to the website. Because this one, when you post, it shows on the website, so I can post to do something on the website, and then to give me the right information. For example, I can post in such a way that let me give you a very simple one, which is not conscripted, but it is comes from the same knowledge. How many of you have been watching some of the news articles or live streaming, like news file? Then somebody comes there and he puts there that I'm selling data. Contact me on this. I'm selling this. Contact. So you see that the guy will repost several times. This and the post shows, and the moderators, I don't know what happens to them. Whether they are not able to keep up. So if you look on YouTube and you look at Facebook a lot, when there are streaming of videos, people join it and they are selling items in the chat. Oh, please. Am I the only person who is using the internet here? Benjamin, haven't you seen it before?
I've seen it before.
You are the one who have been buying creams and perfumes and today like this. I was on the archives, a page on what's the name, both on Facebook and Instagram, and I was looking for headbands for my wife. So I went and I found that they are somewhere in Dome. And they said that what I like about the page, we don't DM. For you can't order through DM. Either you order through the website or come to the shop. Very strict. And I like that because sometimes the conversation that happens on the page, it becomes opportunity. They say, oh, please, can you say this is my number? Can you send it to me? Then they put their number there. They're forgetting that that number is being seen by everybody in the chat. So the same way people sell product, and most of the product they sell is airtime. I don't know what I say. You can get MTN data packages, and they'll send it. Contact me at, and they'll put their phone number there. So I asked myself, why is MTN not going after these people? Because they are there every day, every Saturday. News file, you see it there, or the one on what's it, the one on TV3. I've forgotten the name of it. Is it this? They also have their own talk show on Saturday mornings. They too, people join it and they start selling items there. So, and most of those who are selling, okay, there are people chatting in the chat room. I'm not seeing. So let me see my chat friends. Please. Oh, okay, let me acknowledge you. Oh, Charlotte says, wow. Ebenezer says, this one, dear. You, okay. And then somebody said, okay, see you. Okay, okay. Okay, good. Now, what I'm trying to just say is that they use the same page that is supposed to display the company information to sell. And what surprises me is that just say that you are selling hair cream, and let's say you are selling even hair cream is not, but go even just more makeup, good makeup. We are selling makeup. Let's say the one from this lady, what's her name? Or the singer. The one that done one for dark skins. The one with an umbrella. Oh, what's her name? Rihanna's line like this. Good. Please don't be asking me why do I know this. My PhD was on the fashion industry in Ghana, so I know a lot of these things. Okay, good. And I have a fashionista wife, so I'm also have to be on top of things. Okay, so one interesting thing is that Rihanna's package like this, when you see the products that are there, people will then come there and tell that you can get it cheaper in this form. So start selling the cheap version in the same chat, in the same video, or the same streaming. And I say, but you, the person who is selling the product, haven't you seen that people are reselling different products in the same chat? This is what I'm talking about. So they do cross-site scripting. They can either start turning your whole page into something else. What is so good is that if they start putting our number is not working today, send your if you order send a Momo to here, the person can put his own Momo number there, and your customers can start sending Momo to the person thinking they are paying for the product, but it's coming to somebody else. And the person can go for a number that looks just like your number. Just say your number is 5555222222. He also just increase the 5 by 1 and increase the 2 by 2, or drop 1 and drop 1, and you get the number. Except that the number doesn't exist, but there's a number, there's a way they can spoof the number. So the number is an online number, but it will come back to his own actual number. That is also another type of stealing. You talk about that one later. Okay, somebody say I'm not part to. I didn't say you're part. Okay. Drive by the unintentional download of malicious software into some user system when it visits a compromised website. Those of you like downloading pirated movies, it happens to you a lot. You are downloading, they say click on this to download the movie, or to download the software, or to download the book. They do that a lot. Or to download something. Some of you like watching your favorite streaming video. Now, before Netflix came and then Prime came in Ghana, many of you were using underground website to watch some of the TV shows abroad. And this was happening a lot. The latest Avengers have come. I want to watch it. You go and say somebody, you see, as you're watching, somebody's walking through the Avenger, and the thing is black. The screen is like the person was taking the camera to the place, and he was put it under his hat, so that as the people are watching, then he's also recording. It's very dark. But you don't care. You just want to see that the blue man is dying and the killer is rising. Something you're so happy. So you're watching it, it's poor, but you're still enjoying it and you're watching it. Now, some of these websites, before they allow you to watch it, you said yes, click on this to say yes, click on that, and then or answer a question. And then they'll ask you a very simple question. 2 plus 2 is what? And you say 4. Then you click on it. That click, it says yes, install me. That's what it's actually telling me, telling the person. Install. So in your browser, they are installing. Now, one thing that is worse is that most of you have opened your bank information, you have opened your Gmail, and you have also opened the video and say, I'm multitasking. Oh. What you are doing is that the person who is hacking you through the video page now has access to what you are doing on the Gmail and on the bank website, which you have also opened on. They are called sessions. You have opened all of them at the same time. So what you are seeing is also seeing. From today, since people go home and change a lot of things at home. Okay. Somebody say, oh, but he's just carrying us. It's not true. Okay. The day they take your information away, that's when you come and ask for, Prof, can you come and help us? Okay. So sometimes don't you realize that sometimes you go to a page after that, you come back and you are surprised that you ask somebody sending you something similar to you. You went to Instagram on your website, on your internet, your browser, then you go to browser website, then all the adverts are showing is the same thing we're searching for you. The websites share information with each other automatically through cookies, which we'll talk about later. They share information automatically. Even the browser shares information automatically. Okay, so there's zero-day exploit. So attacks that targeted on patch vulnerabilities in software applications such as hardware and firmware. This is just like what happened to Equinox last week. They have software, they didn't patch it, they didn't update it. Unpatch means that there's a problem with the software and you have to download a patch or an upgrade for it. So the upgrade comes to just address the vulnerability. If you don't upgrade or you don't update, for example, those of you who are using Windows, always Windows will ask you, update me. And somebody says that, oh, he's taking my credit away, he's taking my data away. What is telling you that protect your computer? That's what it's telling you. Because Windows is the most popular platform. So there are more hackers spending more time on it. So every time Microsoft is realizing this loophole has been found, let's do something about it. That's why they bring the updates. So the updates go to protect the system. That's why they ask you to update. That's one of the reasons why if you have a pirated Microsoft application, it's not good, especially if you're online. Because what happens is, as it's pirated, you might not get updates. That means that your system is very vulnerable. But the website you are visiting, they themselves the hackers have put more sophisticated technology on it to be able to get into your system. So when they come to this on patch software platform, they can just download plenty things on it and take over your machine. Hackers exploit a previously unknown vulnerability in a popular web browser, giving them access to users' personal information before the patch is released. Simple. So you are using Chrome, you are using Firefox, you are using Internet Explorer, update them and make sure you always have the latest update. Otherwise, this can happen to you. Okay. Eavesdropping or surveillance. Okay, so this is just a similar thing like man in the middle, but this one is happening on Wi-Fi hotspots. So not just on the network, Wi-Fi hotspot. So somebody will all connect your Wi-Fi hotspot and others start looking at people's information. And people don't have very secure passwords on their machine. So you're able to enter. So it happens on Wi-Fi hotspot and surveillance. So they can enter your machine and then be able to look at what you're doing. Now, why is this possible? Let me just give you an example. Do you realize that when you have CCTV at home and you go to your office, you can log into from your home, you can log into your CCTV and be able to through the internet and then watch what's happening in your home. It's the same way that somebody can log into your computer or log into your system and then be able to watch what you are doing in your house. It's the same thing. So far as he has the right password, he gets your machine is online. He accesses it. He can even go and then switch on physically switch on your camera. That is the worst of it. Women there are several circumstances, there are pictures of women and videos of women have been recorded whilst they are in their rooms. They have their knowledge that the person switched on the camera and he was just watching them. The camera on your phone, on your computer. So those of you who have seen some of the latest laptops, they have what we call a shutter for the camera. You can drop it down and to cover the camera, but so that physically on the system, even if you switch it on by mistake, it will not. You can't record anything. You will see just a darken. Those of you who don't buy sophisticated laptops or the new laptops or new computers that come, you are still having that one. So buy paper and then take the paper small, put sellotape here, and cover the thing. When you want to use it, you open it and you use it. When after the Zoom class, then you cover it again. I'm just sure we didn't buy one with a shutter on it. But those of you who have got a shutter on it, anybody here with somebody's laughing. I'm teaching them how to create their own shutter. Eh? I'm having a good time. Good. Please, Melissa. What I'm telling you is true, Melissa. They may not take it serious, but I'm teaching them the right thing. People can actually switch on, somebody can switch on. Sometimes, haven't you seen that you go to a website and automatically the website switch your video on? Haven't you seen that before? Even sometimes Zoom. If you don't do the right settings, as soon as you just join if you join a particular video video class or online class, as soon as the class allows you, the person has set the settings that enable video and this thing automatically. So as soon as you come, video and audio are automatically enabled. So you didn't know, you are not prepared, and you just joined the class in your 90. Bam, and it's there. Is it the lecturer's fault or it's your fault? This one I can't tell. So please go and buy shutter-based laptop that you can cover you have a privacy screen. That's what others call a privacy screen. Or create your own privacy screen, paper, just A4 paper small, or Ghana newspaper small. Just cut a small one, put sellotape on the left, on the right, and just put on top of it. If your son actually said that it's privacy screen, your own version of privacy screen, you have created it. If the paper too is too bright white, you can shade it black with black paper, black ink, shade it black, and then put it there. Okay. So please, I've told you how you can teach people. This one you can teach it. Those of you are some of you here are influencers, so you can teach some of your followers how to be able to protect their privacy using that. Anyway, there's a section that I teach on privacy control. You love it. The things that there, because the kind of things I'll show you, you'll be surprised that you don't want to touch your computer anymore. Anyway, but we still need a computer. Then there's social engineering. Social engineering means that we manipulate people to divulge information, confidential information. An attacker posing as an IT technician calls an employee and then convinces them to provide a login credential for a system check. Okay. So any of you, every time I do this, I usually show a video, but today I can share it with you later. There is this Jason Statham movie that talks about he's a beehive. He was managing a beehive.
Beekeeper.
Beekeeper. That's the movie. Beekeeper. That's the movie. And there's an old woman in it, in which the daughter is a policewoman. And that old man was tricked she was managing pension funds. She was tricked by an attacker. And those of you who saw the attacker, do you see that it's a whole network? They had a whole building with a whole floor, several computers, and working there. and all they are doing is defrauding people. This is just a little bit of it. I don't know of those of you know about what is India. So India has farms like that. They're all sitting there, plenty like that, and all they are doing is that they are trying to get you that you are sitting here in Accra here, get your details and all kind of. While there are several farms for and then there are call remote call farms for those of you who have legally hired them to become your call centers and stuff. There are other ones who are just hackers and they are looking for people's thing to. What I've been doing, and I chance play. The one that some of the musicians was allegedly have been doing, that they are doing our Sakawa is child's play. In our research on cybercrime, I wrote a paper, Sakawa, cybercrime and criminality in Ghana. Well, I research in Nigeria. Some people want to get somebody's money from India. Get somebody's money, but they didn't know the person was related to India. And then day one, first person died. So day two, second person died. Day three, the guy wrote to them that, please, if you don't bring my money, you start dying. They thought you were joking. They started dying one. Then the other guy went to cry. And went to cry and beg the guy that you should spare his life. The one he told him that take the money, burn it, and blow it into the air. I'll receive it in India. That is the higher level of the Sakawa that they are doing. We are just joking here in Ghana. He said, blow it into the air, I'll receive it in India. And I saw part of our research, we see people come to the browsing. You ladies who do your Facebook profile and you do put nice picture of you, Antoinette at 3 years old, Antoinette at 30 years old, Antoinette at 50 years old. I don't know. I'm not saying Antoinette, that's what you do, but I'm just mentioning. So what happens is that people can track you and be able to know. Even people houses have been raided because of this. You are doing a party and you put everything there, the block party. Armed robbers are all seeing it. They all come to the block party, Sam, and they rob you. Or what they do is that they want to the spiritual part. You have put your pictures there. I just been promoted. I'm just then you know what you are single. You're talking about all of this about yourself. Especially on LinkedIn. Most of you, everything, LinkedIn, everything. My graduation, my this. They think that LinkedIn is not internet, so nobody will, and everybody in LinkedIn is correct. That's one funny mind that everybody has in Ghana here, that LinkedIn is perfect. Nobody will disturb you there. In fact, that is where they harvest the harvest profile to actually socially engineer. So you put all of these things there. Then the person is browsing in Nigeria. His leg is on a tortoise. That is the part I wanted to tell you. Whilst he's browsing your page, his leg is on a tortoise. And then they have some handkerchief. They just pass it in front of the distance, check whether you have your soul and your person is available for the job. If it's available for the job, they know. Then they start befriending you. You join. Oh, you also create a profile as maybe let's say Richard Branson of this thing. I just moved into New York. He's in Ghana or Nigeria. I just moved into this place, and you put a social now. Even what is worse is that we can use deepfake, so I can do a picture. And what I said, the man I would like to marry should be dark, tall, and this the guy will just create what you have just said, and then you put it there. Then you two, you are a Kojo, and you're working in maybe let's say Zenith Bank, and you're happy, you have been promoted. You're putting the guy has checked you spiritually. You are lightweight, so they can get you. That is the part that I'm saying that is very important. Many of you are lightweight, and you are on the internet exposing everything. When I say lightweight, is that you don't have any spiritual life, whether the positive one or negative one. You have to have some weight to be online. Now that's some of you they ignore you because you are too. They don't have anything. Why you don't get money from you? Don't get anything spiritual from your soul is not anything to make money from. You see, so if you are lightweight spiritually, sometimes you don't have money, but you have got weight in terms of spiritual value. The star on you is big, so they can be able to see that the star. What am I teaching all this? Let me stop. The star is really so the person can be able to weigh it up and then start the relationship with you, and the person can be your friend for 2 years before you mark you down. That they have time, because it is a whole big business. You are about 30 profiles they are studying. Today they chat with you a little bit, then they go and chat with this person a little bit. So there's time for you. Then you go and say, there's somebody online I've been chatting with, and you are just friends. For last 3 years, you are just friends. You are just a mark. Hmm. Please, I'm not saying that God cannot give you a relationship online. I believe in that. In fact, I believe in that. He can give you a relationship online, but make sure that you two are praying and you are knowing that this is from God before somebody can engineer himself as an angel for you. And uh, uh, in the movies, you have been seeing that somebody says he's short and the person is rather tall. The person says he's tall and is rather short, and then the person falls in love and rather. It happens a lot. It happens a lot. It's on. So if you are lightweight and you are spending time on social media and stuff, please be careful. Just be careful. But if you are lightweight, they can you can carry you just within 2 minutes. Anyway. And that means that they know how to actually deceive you too. They know the right things to say to actually get you. Okay. So social engineering, people have time. And now it has entered into religious circles. Somebody is online and he's giving you a word of knowledge, but your profile is also accessible to the person. So his team is looking at the profile and they are telling him that you are this, you are that. They're receiving software that can just browse to social media and summarize your I did something like that in class some time ago. You put the social media link. If the person has got a lot of public posts and has been posting everywhere, the thing can create a summary. He's called this, he works here, he does this, he does that, he does that. His favorite color is this, he's friends with this and this and this, and to give you a summary. That's all. It's very simple. Some of the social media too, some of the Google AI mode can do that if you know the right command to write for it. And then most of the AI tools can do that. And some of them use it to be able to get to know about products. The same way most of you run your page like a product. Every single day there's a post about you. This is my new dress. And I got to know that now doctors have been telling people that post pictures about yourself as part of therapy. Now there was a time that was good, but now there are vagabonds and bad people online who are also using those things for something else. Because now you are creating what we call data for to create a character about you or a digital twin of you. Because you have got pictures of you at office dress, house dress, home dress, friends dress, wedding engagement dress. All I have to pick is all those pictures, put it in an AI. I've created you. Now I can create a picture of you wearing something and be at another place, which you never enter because you have given me the data. All these plenty pictures about you. Oh, it's about I want my auntie said this. Then if you want your auntie, then don't make them public. On YouTube, on Facebook, you can actually enable it so that only those people who follow you or your close friends can see that. But if you're making it public, the hacker can also study you. Let me show you how bad it is. Even in Facebook, there are two people. This is a true story. Two people working in Facebook. Now, you see, currently, if somebody is following you on Facebook and coming to your page every day, you don't know. Because Facebook has not labeled that function for you to know. But there are other platforms that use somebody like, I think, OnlyFans and other places. When people come to your page, they can tell that somebody visited your page. Now, what happens is that this girl in work realized that there's this guy who is working in this same company. And every time he comes to the work, at the same time he comes to the opening hours, this first few hours, he comes to my page and he looks at and browse all my profile and look at the things looks at about what I'm doing. And the girl felt very uncomfortable because it was like cyber stalking. But the only way the girl did it, because she was working in the company, she knew. That's why the story. She knew that this access to show that those who have come to the page and visit the page and what they touched and what they clicked on. But we don't know. We are here. We all don't know. We don't. That functionality is not enabled. So there's somebody in your office that every day comes to your page. He looks at your page, looks at your post, looks at everything. Oh, I just want. And some people are there every evening. You are the evening meal. Like he watches things about everything you say to sleep to relax. Oh, Charlie, I get my wine. Okay, what is Adjoa saying today? Then he said, and she puts everything there. A snap streaks. That's the right word. Yes, that's the right thing. So the person spends time on your page looking at everything, understand, then you just laugh at the innocent person will laugh, but the person who has got things is building a profile. Please, some of the Ghana boys have got other minds. Some of the Ghana girls have got other minds. So don't stop putting everything about you for online or making it public for everybody. Please. Yeah, me, my little I'll see is. Oh. I'm teaching you, so let me continue teaching. Okay, so now the type of threats, some of the type of data security threats like malware have got different versions. So in malware, we have got a family of different types of things that we may call, we'll classify them as malware. One is virus. Virus is a type of malware that attaches itself to a legitimate program. That when you click on the program, then it's pressed on your computer. It's very simple. You have downloaded a pirated software, maybe Python, a particular version of Python. They say download it from this website, and it's free. It's paid, but they have hacked it and they have given it cracked. They say they have cracked it. As soon as you install it, also install another virus on your machine. That virus can be given time to work. Maybe it works at only 12 midnight or 1 a.m. That virus can also multiply itself. It depends on what the person has engineered a virus to do. Now, I love you virus from the early 2000s spread via email and infected millions of computers worldwide, causing billions in damages. Then there's a worm. A worm does not need you to click it. It can multiply itself as it's sitting there. That's the that's the different story on the different. So Configure is a worm that exploits Windows with the Windows vulnerability. That's why I say update your Windows to spread and has infected millions of computers. The worm does the job without necessarily having any human intervention. It is there. As soon as it gets to your computer, it starts working. It's like it is programmed to do what it's supposed to do. A Trojan disguises itself as the right software, but when you execute it, it delivers malicious payload. So there's one called Zeus, which is a Trojan that captures banking credentials alone. As it says, they're looking for your banking, anything bank in it, and it has its own knowledge about banks. So to anything have bank in it and banking information, it will send it to the person who has sent it there. So sometimes this is why I was telling you that you may be on a page and then you say install something, then you install. If it brings a Trojan on your machine, the Trojan is supposed to just pick maybe social media data, social media passwords. It will just pick the social media. So anytime you log on to social media, it will pick your passwords and your details and send it to them. Please, the people they are working for somebody. These viruses are working for somebody. So there's somebody sitting somewhere who is waiting for them to come and report to him. I don't know how to explain this thing to you. I think sometimes people think that the thing why when I began saying shut down your machine, disconnect it from the internet when you are not using it. Even sometimes your phone itself. Sometimes I'm just saying sometimes. Media is not every network. Some of you, if you get any free internet, you connect. If you want to, I'm not paying. You connect. They are sitting there waiting for you. Especially at airports, that's the worst place to get free Wi-Fi. The free Wi-Fi at the airport, the guy who is stealing is on another flight. He's passing through. So he still see and just join the next flight and go. How can you investigate? He will take money from your account, move to another account, then leave the airport. It's gone. Anyway. I mean, I've used free Wi-Fi in an airport in France before. By the time I got to the US, somebody was buying a ticket with my card in Canada. Me, when I saw that thing, I said, "Hey, this thing, I did it to myself because I had 7 hour labor, like waiting. I had to wait at layoff, like is it labor? There's a right of waiting a word for it, but waiting time. So I had to kind of wait at the airport for 7 hours. I think it was, yes, was either France or Dubai, one of them. And I was browsing free internet. And I was buying things too. I was doing all things I needed to do. I had to pay for things and stuff on free internet. And then the people were also watching me free. Yes. Ebenezer, they have done me some. Oh. But all the things I'm talking about, me, I'm a researcher. Sometimes I make myself vulnerable so I can learn how they get in. Ransomware, we talked about that earlier. Then spyware. Spyware monitors your user activity and gathers information. I mentioned that, but I didn't mention the name. One of them is called Zango. Zango comes through adverts. So it can be attached to adverts that you click on and install. And to all it's just looking at it's just to check pick things from your machine concerning certain behaviors that you have, and then to send it to the person. So somebody is sitting somewhere in the world right now, either Russia, Nigeria, and is building the next Zango to come up for you. This World Cup time, they will get a lot of people. You want to watch free match, you click on this before you can watch the match free. They'll get you. So every day you go there to watch, they have actually monitored your machine. Every time you come and connect, they're also taking roll call, whoever has come. Ebenezer from Ghana, Edem from Nigeria, uh, Gideon Aqua from, sorry, Gideon Aqua from where? Zimbabwe. Okay, hardware too happens. So, do you realize that there are hardware stoppers in your browsers that you can stop adverts from showing? Sometimes it's important for you to do that because some of the hardware send you to misleading websites and downloading additional malware. But some of you, because of the video you want to watch, anything that you do to get a video, you don't care. Click, 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 click. It's actually it has come. Avengers 8. I have to watch it. I have to watch it. I have to watch it. You click, 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 click. If you finish it, then you wipe your machine. So your machine will you. But me, I advise you that if you're a person who likes, there's a word we call when we were younger, we call it PLESS. PLESS. There is another version of you pressing the mouse. We call it PLESS. Now, pressing means that you are spending the time on the internet just pressing. So we call it PLESS. So if you go, because if they go PLESS, they are going to PLESS. That's what the tech, when we're taking the term we're using. Now, my team were called the PLESS Boys. So every latest video we would download, if you come to us, we can get it for you at a price. So, and in all the internet cafes, we had softwares that were downloading videos and go and collect. Then Friday evenings, those who want to go and watch movies with their girlfriends in their room, they'll come to us, Charlie Rich, what do you have? They'll say, okay, we have this and this, we have this, and then come and collect. They will collect money from you, then go and do that. So the PLESS Boys, we had the latest movies, especially when this one came, what's the name? Matrix, like that. Good. Now, if you like blessing a lot, watching movies and all kinds of stuff, a business idea, pal. Yes, I had a small thing. I didn't have a computer, so what I was doing is that I went to borrow a bogus computer. And I was paying the guy 200 Ghana cedis every month to the family. The guy had bugged and he had gone back. He had finished the university and gone back to UK. So he gave me the computer to me, and I was using the computer to work because I couldn't afford to buy one. So, but I will rather borrow and get a printer and do my small cafe. So I was doing printing and typing and things, and then doing blessing for people. So what happens is that if you want to do blessing, then you should avoid have a machine that it can be vulnerable. You connect to the internet, you just want to download a movie, pull the movie out of the and then that machine that's all can go to all the websites. But you have not put any personal information on that machine. It's just for you to go to underground websites so that you cannot you have just one machine that does that thing. The only thing is that the MAC address of every machine in the world has a MAC address, a unique identity. That one can be known. So in the US, like in the UK, like this, when you enter the university, they don't collect your IPO, they collect the MAC address of your laptop. That is what they enabled for you to work on the computer, this network in the university. So you are allowed to join the network through the MAC address, not the IP. So the MAC address, that unique identifier for that machine in the world. And every machine has one unique MAC address. So after the MAC address, they can be able to use to identify. So that's how sometimes we're able to catch some of the thieves. Then there's rootkit. Provide a software designed to provide unauthorized access to the computer system while actively hiding its presence. It happens like that. So in the past, some of them were done through Sony CD. Sony developed a CD so that if you want to copy the CD, you can't copy it. Only the computer that you play it on, it becomes stuck to that computer. Because they wanted to stop the piracy of this of CDs. That technology they built, now others started taking it to use it to get into other people's machines. Because what happens is that when the CD is played, it stores something on your machine so that it authenticates that this has been done on this machine. No other person can use it. We use different versions of it nowadays. Like you use a password, and that password has been used. You can't use it on any other machine before. I think some of you have seen that before. So that the password is only one. As soon as it's used, it cannot be used anymore. Good. That came from the kind of technologies like this. Then there's botnet. That usually comes from people build a set of computers together, but they're all compromised to be able to perform tasks. Now, in my later classes, I'll show you a true story in which they hacked the machine from the assembly line. They put a bot on it in China when the thing was being developed, so that when people put it on across the world, all of them connected and reporting to the master machine wherever it was. And then they could control it wherever it was. It took some time before they found out. So they built it on the assembly line. That as they are packaging that laptop, they are putting it and they add the virus or the bot, the particular software to it, so that when they they form a network across the world and they can use it. Hackers do that a lot. They can even order machines like that that come and they will sell it to you. And you go and get an Apple, iPhone, Apple something very cheap, and you are happy. Everything looks like the original, but it is one thing that they have installed something on it, ready for your information. Then there's fileless malware, a malicious software that uses legitimate programs to infect computer, leaving little or no footprint. PowerLeaks is a fileless malware that resides in a system registry and uses PowerShell to carry out its malicious activities. Okay, so this one is a little bit technical. I don't want to get into detail. Now, every machine has a registry where the knowledge of the machine and its identity is kept. Now, one of the reasons why Microsoft is able to tell that this machine 30 days is up, and that you have already installed it before. It's not that you still uninstall the software and install a new one. It still say that, oh, your 30 days is always up. It's because it's registered in the registry that Microsoft Word was installed on this machine. And it's registered that Microsoft Word has spent 30 days already. So anytime you install Microsoft Word, it will count that Microsoft Word has been on this machine before. So the trial time is expired. Buy the license. So some of you have been doing that. Oh, I will uninstall and install a new one to come, but then you still tell you no. Why? Because the registry has been written in the memory of the computer that you have come there before. So there are people who develop software to rewrite the software out of the memory, so that it will go into the system and erase that identity that Microsoft Word was installed, and then put a blank thing there so that you can install the thing again. So the reason why people can tell you that, oh, I can give you free Microsoft Word every 30 days, you just have to click on this thing and then double click it and then it will renew again. What it does is that it flashes the memory and puts in a new memory that is zero. So it will start counting again to reset the counter. Now, that same software that can reset the counter can do other things to your machine. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But as it's resetting the counter, it also has access to other registries. Please, do you understand me? But the way it does it, you will not even know. You will not even know that somebody's living with you in the house. And you don't even know that somebody's living with you there. Oh, please, the lady who said I'm going too fast. I'm sorry. I'm trying to use all explanation to explain it, but you will watch the video again. Mobile, so please, it happens to also mobile phones. So those of you think that mobile phones are not, even I think Apple has told you that Android devices are in their adverts. Say Android devices are vulnerable. And yes, it's not vulnerable anyway, but it's vulnerable. But to tell you the truth, Android devices are also very multifunctional. It can do a lot of things for you. Sometimes Apple is very restricted ecosystem. The things I can do on my Android, sometimes I ask myself, even manipulating, like those of you are using electric cars, the Android, I'm not talking about Apple CarPlay or the Android CarPlay, but I'm talking about being able to talk to the Android on the machine. Most of the cars have Android sitting upon them. So the Android and the Android can talk to each other. It's very interesting. So if you know what you're doing. So you can do that one easily on an Android phone than it's because the Android phone is easy for you to manipulate and do things to the software. It has a lot of opportunity for it because of the fact that I think Google made it available for others to be able to download Android and use it for different purposes. Okay. So how did this thing start? It all started in the 80s with the concept of viruses. And that is when a lot of people heard about viruses coming up. Then they went to upgraded to worms. Those could spread without any human intervention and exploitations, where somebody can hijack a system and say that come and pay something before you can release it to you. Then it went to phishing in the 2000s as people began to use network-based systems a lot, like social media and stuff. People then other style, those of you who use high five. There used to be something called high five, and then there was another one called is it MySpace? I think so, MySpace or something like that. MySpace. Those were the early versions of social media. Yeah. So there are different ones, and most of these things people who come there to try to socially engineer it to give information. They can hack into your system. So the world has gone through different one. Now we are in the era of AI-driven threats. AI deepfake. People can create an image like you and let you dance. What you are not even at the dance, and it's happening. It's happening a lot. I think recently they have even been saying that some countries are sponsoring some of these hackers to do certain things to other countries or to attack other countries using it. So we are getting to highly sophisticated attacks. So if they weigh you and they can't get much from you, they don't spend time on you. But if they can get much from you, they will spend time on you. Anyway. So I'll wrap it up here, then we can be able to take a leave. So data lifecycle. The data lifecycle has a number of steps. The first one is generation. That's when the data comes into existence, either from the system activity or when you are creating an account, we can then start creating a database out of it, like from the username and email and password. Then you have got the collection. Now, all of this thing has an implication on what securities are we looking for or what we want to protect. Collection, that means that you start collecting data as you are inputting. Some of these things happen at the same time. When you are inputting into a text box, I'm generating a username and password. I'm also at the same time collecting. Either you are generating, I'm also what? The also is generating, but at the same time, I'm storing it into a database. So I'm also collecting data from you. And sometimes I can even check whether the data is valid. For example, is the phone number valid? Is the password valid? Is it the secure password? All these things I will check. Then I will process. So to go into my system to process it and then to put them in the right tables and the right place they're supposed to be. It may even, in case you are supposed to be classified as a year 2 student, it may tag you as a year 2 student, year 1 student. All of these things are part of the processing that could take place. So at this stage, the data is transformed into a more usable format. So after all of you register, I can then pull out a list of year 2 students because I process the information. And I can also identify those only duplicate information that exists in the data set. Now, the process information can be further stored for different purposes. So, for example, I can export it into another Excel sheet or another database sheet, or I can also export it and print it for use in a different format. But what am I trying to say? I've processed it. What I process, I want to store it so that I don't need to process it again. So if I process it already, anytime I come back, the process information is accurate and valid. If anybody does anything to the old data, it doesn't affect what I've processed already. So that's why sometimes people process the information as soon as they get it. I process it and I store it. That means that I have maybe a list of all the year 1 students, just in case somebody goes back and changes that he's no longer coming to school and deletes himself. The former list I did as of 20 last week will still be there. Your name will still be there, even though you have deleted your name from the current database. But because I posted the data already, I have it. So I can say that these are the 3,000 students who applied as of 2003 or as of or April 23rd. These are the students who applied. But by May 5th, when I process it again, I now have it reduced by 5. They couldn't pay school fees, so they left the program. But I still have the details of those who applied earlier because I stored it. So storage is very, very important. Data management. This encompasses activities required to manage the data to its lifestyle, such as backing up, recovery, archiving, and ensuring data quality and integrity. Not for backup, you understand. Recovery, in case anything happens to data, you can get it back. Archiving some of the data you may not use it later, you can archive it into another place, and then you can ensure data quality by establishing your quality measures, which we'll discuss later on. And now, some of the websites, they have got regular database backups to back up the database. Those of you, anybody as a website manager here can attest to it. They have software that can back up just the database, and the software that can back up the whole website, including all the images on the website and the pictures. Now, there was a time that I was working for one of the political parties in UK, their UK branch, that is CPP. and I designed a website for them. But the website was hacked a number of times. So on one of the questions, I advised that my team decided that we'll have about 3 versions of the website all the time. So that as soon as one is hacked, the other one can come back. As of the last time it was hacked, and come back online. So you don't know the address. We have done it is hidden. It's not accessible. But if once it's hacked, we can point the domain to the other one. So you may not even realize that the other one goes ahead to start working as if nothing has happened to the website. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to ensure business continuity. So by having different versions of the website, so that I can be able to prevent my institution from I was consulting for them from totally failing and being not having the right information to give to their chapters in Europe and Ireland, in UK and Ireland. Analysis. Here the data is examined to extract insights. So I want to draw visualization, do some visualization from the data so that I can be able to make meaningful links to it. So I want to know how many females are in the class, how many females apply to the program and are working in the banking sector. All these are things that I can generate tables for or visual illustrations from which I can be able to use to inform my decision making or generate a report or give it to somebody who needs that information to make a decision, like maybe the HOD, the vice chancellor, or maybe the dean of the business school. So I can analyze the data. Mhm. Then I can visualize the data after analyzing into different format. But whenever you're visualizing, visualize for the with the appropriate tool for the appropriate person or destination. So, for example, if a person is an accountant and he likes to see more of the figures. If you do everything and it's just going to be tables, sorry, if you do everything, it's just going to be graphs. He'll be happy, but he would like to see the figures behind the graphs. And that person doesn't want to see any visual. He wants to see the summary. He's an executive. He wants to just know where are we going, how many people are going with us. He just wants the summary. So he may not ask for visuals. He may just ask for just a simple infographic that explains everything that is there. So you have to know the audience of the data so that you can visualize appropriately. And then interpretation. Visualized data has to be interpreted in context. If you don't give enough information and explain the context in which the information is collected, people interpret it in error, and that can lead to error in their decision making. Okay, so reviewing a line graph of yearly sales, a business might interpret a decline in the sales as a need to revamp market strategies or introduce new products or services. Okay. Each data lifecycle stage has distinct tools and methodology, which you learn from other courses. In my course, I just want to point out at every stage, some things matter. For our generation, confidentiality is important, integrity matters, availability matters, but they all matter for different reasons. For example, confidentiality matters because you have to make sure that the data which is being generated is visible to and accessible to only the authorized people. Now, integrity guarantee that the generated data is accurate and has not been tampered with. Availability, that the data mechanisms, generation mechanisms should be reliable and available whenever we need them. If the website goes off, I don't have access to it. The same with collection. Only those who are authorized to collect are supposed to collect. In fact, the Data Protection Commission is very particular about this. If you are not being authorized to collect certain data and you are collecting that data, you can be fined. So you have to go and register with them if you start collecting user data for whatever you are going to use it for. As soon as you start collecting data for consumers and to use it for whatever application, you need to go and register with them because you are dealing with people's information, which is not your information. Then processing. Any transformation or process of data should not leak sensitive information in terms of confidentiality. You shouldn't make any changes. And the process data should be available for the next stage. Remember, I mentioned that to you, that when you process, store it so that others can be able to have access to it. When you are storing it, I store it in such a way that others cannot be able to make sense of it if they chance upon it. When I was working in KUST as a national service personnel, one of the things that happened was that you work with teachers, lecturers, and then they leave the results of students on the table. But one lecturer I was working with, he was very smart. He became, I think, a chancellor he became a vice chancellor or a chancellor in this university, this Accra, the one near Novotel. Well, Accra Poly, yeah, Accra Poly. He left Kenya and came to Accra Poly. So what he did was that if he puts information that are max, there's nothing that needs to let you be able to point that this is for Richard or this is for AC or this is for Gideon. You can't tell. You just see the max the line there. It doesn't tell you anything, just tell you 18, 19 stuff. So you will not put information lying down for you to be able to interpret and map it to people. And sometimes too, what he does is that what I realized could be done. That one I learned it myself. Later on, as I became a lecturer, I can interchange the numbers. So you come and see Richard Watson, but I've written 59, but the actual number he got was 95 minus 3. So I've written the equation in a reverse manner so that at the end of the day, you will say it is 59, but the actual what you got is 95 minus 3. He didn't get 59. So that if you chance upon it, you have still protected the data. What you have, it doesn't make any meaning to you. What you have is not the truth. So I have not lost anything. Regular audits is important for stored data so that we are sure that it's not altered. Management. Management tasks such as backing up processes are also important so that we don't expose the data to unauthorized entities. Good. And then in terms of in some people to put what we call version control. And during the sessions as we go on, I will be explaining some of these things. Version control means that you help to know that this information was collected or this data was collected on this day. And this is a particular version of it on this date. So that in case the data changes, you can be able to also give it a date. Hence, if you are looking for something, we can say that as of this date, this is the report from the system. As of this date, this is a report. So that you will not say that something has just been altered, but you know that there's a timeline for the existing data that you have. And it's important that you do that. That as of this date, even happens with even election data. At 2 p.m., this guy was leading. At 3 p.m., he's not leading anymore. 3:05, this guy is leading. Why? Because at every point in time, new data is coming into the system. Okay. Analysis, confidentiality. Analytical tools or data analytics should be secure, preventing leaks of sensitive insights. Analytic results should be able to be reproduced and then consistent, ensuring trustworthy insights. So all these things tend to matter in how we do and use these. We apply our CIA principles. Visualization to the same thing. That you shouldn't expose information to the person who's not supposed to have it. You may visualize information, but is it going to the right person? Make sure that the visualized information goes to the right person. It's not good. If it's not supposed to go to the public, it doesn't go to the public. So please think about it very carefully. Interpretation, confidentiality, insights, and interpretations should be shared with stakeholders who have right to view them. Don't give interpretations and the insight that you have written about the data or report you have written to the wrong person. Decision makers should have timely access to the interpretations and to act upon them. In essence, the CIA principles serve as guidelines that ensure data remains secure, trustworthy, and accessible. Next week, we will look at some of the vulnerabilities that can happen, and we'll then use the CIA principles too. Especially when we're talking about data quality and then data privacy. So I will end it here. It's 8:40. I'll end it here. I think we're taking enough time. And people too have to go and rest and stuff. Please, any question? Ben, do you have any question?
No, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
my 15 marks.
Yes, your 15 marks. Yes. And I also promised that we'll sing a song for our sister.
Yes.
Okay. So just give me a second. She said, so I'm going to, okay. I'm trying to just give me a second. I asked questions about you. I have a software in my studio in which when you put in people's likes and preferences, it can generate lyrics for you. And based on it, we can be able to put an artist on it. And then you can have a song to listen to. So I'm going to play you a happy birthday song from so that we'll listen to you. Later, if you want the song, I'll give it to you. Okay. The title of the song is Wachi and Pancakes. You said the things
I didn't say pancake.
Yeah, exactly. But you said Beyonce, and you didn't realize that when you start talking about
Please, there are two birthday celebrants.
Really?
The one person came late. If you had come early, would have done a song for you too.
Oh no, I think she was on the call for a while, but her name was Charlotte.
But Charlotte, when I was mentioning and saying nice things to the lady, you should have also said actually me too. I did here. I'm here.
I was in Trotro and it was chaotic inside, so I couldn't talk.
It was maintaining
it was quite chaotic, so I kept my cool.
Okay, so
birthday to what?
So just give me a second.
Okay.
Okay, so good, it's ready now. So I'll show you the lyrics and then I'll play the song. I think I should load I have to share my music. I have to share the lyric. So there's the lyrics, but I have to share the sound so that you can hear it in the.
Hey, seriously?
You think that what I did is a joke? So this is a song. So there's a hook, then there's a verse. I'll give you the song. Reading. You said Tony the dark was in gay story.
Oh wow.
Say, you are fantastic.
When you're using, I teach for my studio, so when I'm teaching, I can do a lot of things at the same time. Okay, so can we just listen to? I want a good player so that because I'm playing through a network, I have to play through a good player so that I can hear. Okay. So I'm going to listen to the first version, then you listen to the second version, then tell me the one that you like. Or maybe later. I'll give you all the songs and you can listen to it. So I didn't do tree. You said you wanted, I didn't put any tree in it because you said you wanted whatever it is. Okay, so hold on. I think let's see. I'm not getting sound. I'm not getting sound. Let me use this here. Okay, the sound is not coming into the computer. Let me try here. Windows. I might not get this sound. I might not get it. Oh, sorry. Okay, so sound was coming in, and I thought I was like, sorry. I was getting sound. Sorry. I thought I was not getting sound. It was passing through something else. Thank you very much. So you guys were hearing me?
No.
Hello? Okay, so now I think now you can hear. When I share the music, let me be sure that it shared the right thing. Okay, share sound. Good.
We can't hear.
No, I'm not. I'm now share. I've had to share it again because it actually went into there's a line in that goes. Those of you understand line, it goes into.
Yeah.
Everybody celebrate tonight. Ayo, Antoinette. Antoinette, you light the room. Antoinette, your joy goes boom. Antoinette, queen
Antoinette, you shine so bright. Everybody sing. Antoinette, hey. Golden girl with a paperback heart. Reading Toni Morrison out in the dark. Roxane Gay stories beside your tea. Every page sounds like poetry. You laugh like sunlight after rain. Soft but powerful, never plain. Every room starts glowing bright whenever you walk inside. And tonight we sing your name like fireworks in rhythm and flame. You're the melody, you're the vibe. You make ordinary feel alive. Happy birthday, Antoinette. Sweetest soul we ever met. Walking mornings, dancing nights. Thoughts on dreams and city lights. Oh, Antoinette, you shine so free. Like a love song on repeat. Turn it up and sing along. Today the whole world is your song. Oh, Antoinette. Don't stop dancing. Oh, Antoinette. Keep hearts glancing. Oh, Antoinette. Birthday queen. Oh, Antoinette. Living the dream. Hey, wave your hands for Antoinette. Got Beyonce playing loud. You're dancing fearless through the crowd. Confidence in every move. Queen energy in everything you do. Looks and beauty, brains and grace. 1,000 stories in your face. You deserve the stars tonight. Every candle burning bright. Here's the love and laughter to every chapter after. To joy that never ends. To family and friends. Raise your hands, celebrate. This is your golden day. Antoinette, forever young. Now everybody sing along. Got that fire that takes us higher. Beauty, grace, and glow. Everywhere you go, love shows. Happy birthday, Antoinette. Happy birthday, Antoinette. Heaven hasn't seen your best yet. Walking music, books, and light. Everything feels so right. Antoinette, dance all night. Your spirit glows so bright. From every heart, this song belongs to the birthday queen we love. Antoinette, sing it loud. Antoinette, own the crowd. Antoinette, pop star vibe. Antoinette, born to shine tonight. Belongs to Antoinette. We celebrate you. Antoinette, nobody like you. Antoinette, sweet melody. Antoinette, pure energy. Forever we sing. Antoinette.
Okay.
Birthday song for Antoinette. It is her birthday. The queen, the books, the smile, the light. Birthday wishes from Suze. Antoinette, celebrate tonight. And you, Antoinette, this one is for you. Antoinette, you light the room. Antoinette, your joy goes boom. Antoinette, queen of the night. Antoinette, you shine so bright.
Antoinette.
Golden
I think it does. Please, now more. Why?
every page